Welcome to the course on Digital Product Information Systems, the Digital Product Passport for ICT Goods. The International Telecommunication Union, ITU, as the specialized agency at the UN for all information and communication technologies, ICTs, is leading the charge for the development and adoption of digital product passports, or in short, DPPs, for information and communication technologies goods. A large part of ITU's effort is the development of standards via its Telecommunication Standardization Sector, ITUT, that will guide the development and global dissemination of a universal solution to the plethora of digital product passports. Within ITUT, Study Group 5 is the lead expert group on developing these global standards and guidelines. Showcasing these efforts are events such as the annual Green Standards Week and the Symposium for ICT, Environment, Climate Change and Circular Economy, which act as a global platform where policymakers, field experts, city planners, regulators, standards experts, civil societies, and others can come together to discuss the role of information communication technologies and frontier technologies in facilitating environmental sustainability and climate action. Additionally, the Green Digital Action Initiative, led by ITU, is a multi-stakeholder collaboration to step up climate action across the global digital community. Several other events similarly hosted by ITU serve to raise awareness on the intersection of technology and climate change and the environment, including around issues such as the universality of e-solutions, e-recycling, e-waste, and the circular economy. ITUT Study Group 5 has developed a variety of recommendations related to the issues around e-waste, ICTs and the circular economy, and is in the processing of developing more, that can be seen on this slide and the next two. In this presentation, we will be focusing on the two recommendations that fall under the ITUTL 1000 series that is circled in red. Recommendation ITUTL 1070. Global Digital Sustainable Product Passport Opportunities to Achieve a Circular Economy. Recommendation ITUTL 1071. A model for digital product passport information on sustainability and circularity. All the recommendations have been set with the aim of reducing e-waste and increasing usability. This is a continuation of the Study Group 5 recommendations on tackling e-waste and achieving a circular economy. Some of these recommendations will be covered in other courses within this series. Every year, the world produces and sells more than 6 billion new ICT products, from smartphones and laptops to routers and other connected devices. But this rapid consumption comes with a hidden cost at the product's end of life. E-waste has now become one of the fastest growing waste stream in the world. In 2022 alone, we generated around 62 million tons, yet, less than a quarter was formally collected and recycled, and therefore, most e-waste remains undocumented. This means that valuable materials, worth tens of billions of dollars, are being lost. Even worse, a large portion of this waste ends up being shipped illegally to developing countries, creating serious environmental and health risks. This is why we need a digital product passport, or in short, a DPP. A DPP would allow us to trace a product's materials and components throughout its life cycle, making recycling and recovery easier, reducing illegal trade, and supporting a more circular and sustainable digital economy. In addressing the global need for a digital product information system, ITU, together with its partners, has developed two key recommendations. The first, recommendation ITUTL 1070, provides an overview of global opportunities for digital product passports, focusing on environmental sustainability and highlighting common approaches to representing product sustainability data. The second, Recommendation ITUTL 1071, defines a structured model of product information. It organizes key data on circularity and environmental sustainability so that all relevant stakeholders, from manufacturers to recyclers, can access and use this information throughout the product's entire life cycle, up to final recycling. Together, these recommendations lay the technical foundation for building globally interoperable digital product passports. First of all, what is a digital product passport? A DPP, or Digital Product Information System, DPIS, is a structured digital record that consolidates key product-specific information across its entire life cycle. The key types of information included in a DPP are shown here, from materials, design, and energy consumption, to software and programming details, and critical or hazardous raw materials. It also provides guidance for manufacturers, supporting monitoring, reverse logistics, and extended producer responsibility. By tracking this information in a systematic and transparent way, we can ensure that ICT products are not only functional, but also ready for circularity and sustainable management throughout their entire life cycle. Digital product passports benefit a wide range of users across the product lifecycle. Manufacturers can track components and manage compliance. Buyers and owners gain transparency on product sustainability and maintenance. Repairers, refurbishers, and remanufacturers can access precise instructions to extend product life. Recyclers can recover valuable materials safely and efficiently. Even national authorities and auditors benefit from DPPs, as they can monitor compliance, track extended producer responsibility, and prevent illegal e-waste flows. A DPP gives each stakeholder access to the right information according to their role and authorization, enabling a more circular and accountable ICT ecosystem. Recommendation ITUTL 1070 focuses on the principles and data quality properties that form the foundation for reliable and actionable digital product passports, thus ensuring that the digital product information system is effective and trustworthy. The key idea is that a DPP should integrate existing and new product data and ensure interoperability across different stakeholders, from manufacturers to recyclers, while maintaining high standards of data quality and security. This means that the passport is not just a repository of information, but also a tool that supports accurate, transparent, and traceable data. By doing so, it helps improve various processes such as tracking a product's environmental footprint, facilitating regulatory compliance, and supporting circular economy strategies in the ICT sector. Specifically, Recommendation ITUTL 1070 represents sustainability, mainly environmental related, including human health, details with different granularity detail about digital technology products, collective ICT product models, batches, and individual product items. Some of the information that could be included in the regional and global conventions for this recommendation are globally harmonized systems for classification and labeling, which would include categories, symbols, and risk phrases for hazardous substances, UN numbers for any hazardous materials or substances used, safety data sheets for hazardous substances and materials, harmonized systems codes for trade, categories of products and e-waste, Basel Conventions codes, transportation codes, schemes useful for the classification and labeling of raw and second materials, databases related to the product, conformity, and registries related to the traceability of the products and materials. Some of the challenges to prolonging the life cycle of electronic products are lack of precise, detailed and updated product information to facilitate decisions about use, upgrade, repair and reuse of parts, components or the product, insufficient and unreliable data in e-waste flows, the asymmetry of the information received and the limitation of the trust it creates. The informality and the unreported numbers that exist on e-waste, insufficient consumer participation and the existence of end-of-life channels, inefficient e-waste management processes, and the lack of cooperation between the stakeholders. The aspects needed for the digitalization of the information regarding ICT products may include raw material acquisition, production of the product, use of the product, its end-of-life treatment or management, and market surveillance on the product and components. Regarding the collecting and maintaining of the product information, there are feeding databases and datasets, reduced paperwork, PIC procedure, digital chain of e-waste custody, more efficient monitoring and enforcement, capacity and awareness, and reduction of carbon and environmental footprint. Recommendation ITUTL 1071. This recommendation presents a model for the information to be contained within a digital product passport. Provides a structure on how to collect the information items to represent circularity and environmental sustainability information regarding the ICT products, and relate them to the standards associated with ICT products. Some choices of DPP depend on the characteristics of the product and agreements across actors involved, how precise, granularity at model, batch, item, updates, after product modification, and the level of detail, high to low. It emphasizes that the digital product passport shall include environmental information, encompassing details on environmental sustainability, product eco-design, and circularity aspects. In addition, it emphasizes information transparency, which brings clarity to decisions, estimations, evaluations, assessments, and information verifiability, enabling confirmation of the veracity of any assertion, verification. Moving on are the examples of how the environmental information of a product can be presented, as detailed in ITUTL 1071. A table for a product will include several information items, each in a table row as these examples. There are 4 categories of columns: about a standard or regulation, about a product metric, about conformity, and about description of the rationale. The first example shows the use of the simple, compact table about a product. This helps communicate basic environmental characteristics, for instance, whether a product contains recycled content or meets a specific eco-design attribute. For each row, there is a topic and relation to standards, name, value, unit of a metric. Description clarifying the meaning or conformity test for assessment. The second example shows the use of the detailed table about a product. Here, information follow the same 4 categories that capture which standard or regulation it relates, the claimed value of a metric, the conformity details and any evidence to check and verify product conformity by any stakeholder, and a description of the rationale of this information item or table row. In the same way as a product can be characterized by a set of information items as rows in a table. A standard, a recommendation, with provisions about products can also be characterized by a table with a set of provisions that summarize that standard in terms of requirements about products. The recommendation also shows how to document information about a standard itself as a table of provisions, with different requirement levels, mandatory, recommended, or optional. Columns cover the same 4 categories: standard, metric, conformity, description, as well as requirement level for each provision in rows. Therefore, given the tables about a product and tables about a standard follow the same categories and matching columns. Comparing the table about a given product, DPP, and the table about a given standard can help check and verify product alignment to that standard. Highlights of this recommendation are: the products and standards should use aligned vocabularies to make comparisons and DPP integration straightforward. If so, product alignment can be checked simply by comparing the products table to the standards table. And transparency and verifiability are critical. Environmental information is valuable only if it is clear, traceable, and supported by evidence. In short, Recommendation ITUTL 1071 provides a bridge between environmental data about standards and digital product passports about ICT goods, enabling comparable, reliable, and actionable information for more circular and sustainable ICT products. Thank you for your participation in this course. We hope you found it informative and that you will join us in other courses that are part of this series. If this vision for a sustainable future inspires you, we encourage you to get involved. Thank you for your attention, and please don't hesitate to reach out to us.